The shadow of your absence. You turned your back on me and left me, but still left the most important part behind. The shadow of your absence being more alive than any ghost, as if you stayed behind the more for leaving me. Your presence is a haunting trauma, and the more so for your absence, as if you could never leave me, but to prove the more your indispensability, your hidden eyes and your expressive back, just proving too unbearably the unacceptability. I know, I am not sober, mad with grief, and melting in the sorrow of your absence, while my only hope is, after all, the possibility of your return. Still missing. The ordeal of missing you is worse than any rainy weather, even if you're caught in it without a cape. The water running down your neck can be endured, but not your momentary permanence of absence. There is no one else for me to love so ardently, although the gods know there are hundreds whom I miss like you with broken heart, but they are all deceased, while you are only gone away. Perhaps you could regard them also just as gone away, although they haunt me with their presence constantly, while you are definitely out of reach, in far too real a palpable and painful absence. Let me cherish you then as my queen of ghosts, the star outshining all the heavens in their darkness, all the other stars remaining at your pleasure, as commiserating me in my tremendous pain of missing you. The presence of beauty, the miracle of it is that, when once it's there, it will remain and never really leave your side, like something of a dream that lasts forever, although it is real and no illusion, like a spirit fleeting by but staying on to always in a strange reliability provide a refill of your life and love whenever and especially when you are troubled or caught up in critical upsetting situations, like a secret love and woman always by your side although she isn't there, but still in a most palpable and obvious presence, the more real for being only spiritual. The absent friend, you left, but left something behind. I listen to your voice, although it's gone, but hear it still in its warm booming depth, and look each morning for your place out there, and seem to see you still out on the terrace. Or is this I see just what you left behind, a memory, the pain of breaking up, the most reluctant, difficult departure, as if you left all the most important parts of you still here with me, while you removed your body only. Still we keep in touch, like brothers of a common destination, ships that met alone out in the desert ocean for a brief encounter of remarkable importance, never sailing from each other quite away again, however far we travel on our way in different directions. Departure. When you leave a place, you leave all friends behind. You get uprooted and are left completely at a loss, and find yourself abandoned but for tears, the one thing you must carry with you into exile from where you have left your heart. But still your friends remain with you like shadows, following around you everywhere, impossible to leave behind, shake off, forget, or even to stop thinking of, as you, like they, will always keep returning to what you have shared together. And like they, you always can keep hoping, looking forward to, and wishing for the possible redemption of one day somewhere in the eternity of future, maybe being able to unite again. The failed appointment. I was punctual, but you were not there. All doors closed up by padlocks, windows darkened like a demonstration against my at all existing as a presence, venturing to being fond of you, and nourishing affection and sentimentality. It's almost worse than just a loss, and almost a betrayal of true love at its most beautiful and pure, as can exist platonically only between soulmates. Well, perhaps there was an incident, some urgent business or an accident, preventing you from humouring a friend by courtesy. But when the heartbreak is repeated and a failed appointment happens more than once, I wonder, is it fortune playing me a trick, or am I just misfortunate and dealt unfairly with by destiny? Your voice. Your voice keeps haunting me for its alluring irresistibility of musicality, its lush sonority, so sweet to have as balsam to my ears, and so revealing of your personality. It was a love affair of spiritual coexistence, of coordination, of communion and communication, and I thoroughly enjoyed each moment of it, wishing to prolong each minute to a lifetime. And this memorable and momentous meeting will not cease but constantly go on by our continuation of two souls on the same level but from different worlds, by our remaining in close contact although worlds apart. We don't see when we shall unite again, but actually it doesn't matter. We have all the future. It's the widest field of operation and of opportunities. And I believe that we have found each other only never to be able to break up and part again. My dead love, how comes it then that we are still together every day and intimately, even more so than when you were here, alive and active, while since your departure, you, instead of vanishing out into the shadows, your presence only has increased up to a point of almost taking over my entire life, more part of me than of yourself. It is a metaphysical phenomenon, and I can only marvel at the fact that you are more alive as dead than when you were alive. Min döda kärlek, hur är det möjligt att vi ännu är tillsammans dagligen och det intimt, och desto i högre grad när du var i närheten vid liv och aktiv, medan allt sedan ditt avsked du istället för att blott försvinna som ett minne bleknande bland skuggorna, blott har intensifierat och förstärkt din närvaro, nästan till den grad att du har hotat mer och mer ta över i mitt liv som mer en del av mig än av dig själv. Det är ett metafysiskt fenomen och jag kan blott förundras över att du är mer levande som död än vad du var som levande. The blessings of workaholism. You are never bored and never out of work. You never lack good entertainment, and you always are kept busy. In brief, it only imports blessings, never to be able or to have to stop, and never needing any rest, to always have something ahead, both to look forward to and being able to postpone, as it is said. He has something to look forward to who has some business to postpone. It can be also used as some way of escape for the evasion of fatiguing travel and dull social duties, like exhausting, tiresome and noisy parties to instead be kept alone in peace. These blessings make your wages less important, since no salary or gain is higher than the satisfaction of a finished and accomplished work. Arbetsnarkomanins välsignelse. Man har aldrig tråkigt, man är aldrig arbetslös, man saknar aldrig underhållning, man är alltid sysselsatt, kort sagt, det medför blott välsignelser att aldrig kunna sluta, aldrig kunna vila, alltid ha något framför sig, både att se fram emot och kunna uppskjuta, som det heter. Den som har något att uppskjuta har något att se fram emot. Man kan även se det som en undanflykt att slippa resa bort, att komma undan sociala tråkiga förpliktelser, att slippa stökiga tröttsamma fester och istället hålla sig i fred. Med denna salighet är lönen sekundär, då ingen lön och vinst är högre än tillfredsställelsen med ett avslutat arbete. Arbetslöshet ger arbete. En annan gammal dikt på temat arbetsnarkomani. Arbetslöshetens hopplöshet är helvetet på jorden, själens brinnande förtäring utan slut, en avgrund utan botten som man ständigt faller ner i och som oavbrutet tiltar i sitt gastkramande mörker. Ingenting är outhärdligare än den vistelsen i limbos hopplöshet, förutan möjlighet till frihet eller någon skymt av ljus. Men i den yttersta misären kan man göra bruk av fantasin och därmed treva sig med slughet runt problemet, skapa arbete av ingenting och överleva som en Robinson på obebodd och isolerad ö. I nöden testas kreativiteten och personligheten, och om man blott har det minsta av någondera kan man arbeta sig ut igenom att fundera. Livets tortyr. Hårde den gemena blåsten mot oss med en skoningslös och hjärtlös kyla utan ände, medan vi förföljs av plågsamma och onödiga motgångar, olyckor och dödsfall, oersättliga förluster, och till detta kommer vår förfärliga separation som håller oss på smärtsamt avstånd utan kommunikation. Hur kan vår kärlek överleva då, men samtidigt döljs knoppar under drivan som försiktigt ändå vågar dväljas, hukande sig under skarens kvävande belastning, vägrande att släppa greppet om sitt liv och utveckling. Och sammalunda skall var mänsklig själ besegra alla frusna hjärtan, då det alltid gives en uppståndelse från allting falskt och varje fåfäng död, så att på något sätt all kärlek alltid skall bedra förgängelsen och återkomma, lurandes allt dödligt genom sitt mirakel, i vad som kan kallas evighetens äventyr, att klara sig trots allt och existera liksom på pinkiv, blott för att aldrig någonsin ge upp. Love. How can I describe you but with gratitude? A passion needed 15 years to find itself, and then was ripe enough to bloom forever, as it seemed, and I was so surprised that I had not discovered previously the essence of your magic personality. You came to me then as a benefactory reward for all my losses previously and disappointments, as a perfect healing compensation for my shipwrecks, undeserved defeats and lockouts from society, in spite of honesty and regular hard work, like an infectious cold hand of inhumanity that persecuted me throughout my life for nothing, if not for my diligence and constancy of faithfulness. To my vocation, turning me into a total workaholic as my only recompense for never getting any salary. My life is turning now into a regular and chronic state and exercise of meditation, but your presence in my life is much more worth and better as a salary and honor than all prizes in the world, and you have honored me by giving up yourself entirely to me and no one else, although indeed you had a choice of lovers. All the riches in the world is nothing to our love, which for its constancy and character of durability, impeccability and spirituality and mutual respect and trust is more than only love, but something like a universal covenant and marriage between souls that is its own reward in inexhaustibility of inspiration. Continuity. How long can you go on loving? You must have to carry on and never let your passion down, since you live only while you love. It doesn't matter how you love, but only that you feel it honest and sincere, with all your being constituting only love. It is your only obligation in your life. That's only why you live and how you can go on with it. It is what's keeping you alive, the one thing capable of continuity and even after life. There's nothing else that constantly can keep you going on through all adversities, debacles, tragedies, departures, losses, crises, death and cataclysms. Since the great secret of the elixir of love is that it always will survive. Kontinuitet. Hur länge kan man älska? Man är bara tvungen att beständigt hålla på och aldrig ge det minsta avkall på passionen, för man lever blott så länge som man älskar. Det spelar ingen roll vad den tar sig för uttryck, bara den är levande och äkta och man känner den med allt sitt väsen, så att man är bara den. Att älska är ens enda plikt i livet, därför endast lever man och kan man leva. Det är vad som håller dig vid liv och som om något kan ge livet kontinuitet. Även efter livet, man har inget annat som kan föra en beständigt vidare. Och över alla hinder, kriser, tragedier, katastrofer, undergångar, avsked, ond bråd död och kataklysmer. Ty den stora hemligheten med livselixiret kärlek är att den är vad som alltid överlever. The miracle of your love. You have never changed. You are still the one I loved from the beginning and in all these years. Your love grows only lovelier, as if the fact that I once loved you more than anything and to a permanence preserved your beauty, only to enhance it with the years. How many years have passed? Not more than only some eternities. Your charm was there to linger and to last as long and to the same degree as my sincerity, which never slackened during all these years. Your smile was then the sun of permanence, of flooding light throughout my life, and although you had some successors, you were the foundation of my love, whereon I could continue building it, expanding it, enhancing it, and developing it, to never cease but to increase in constant and miraculous renewal of itself by its own magic power of transcendent permanence. Kärlekens under. Du är alltjämt oförändrad, så som den jag älskade från början och genom alla åren har din kärlek bara blivit vackrare, som om det faktum att jag älskat dig mer än någon annan och för alltid stadfäst och bevarat så pass väl din skönhet att den endast tilltagit med åren, med vår ömsesidiga och långa mognad. Hur många år har nu passerat? Inte mer än bara några evigheter. Ditt behag och charm fanns där från början, lika pålitligt och säkert som min uppriktiga ärlighet, som aldrig slaknade det minsta under alla dessa år. Ditt leende fanns där från början som en soluppgång som aldrig upphörde att genomsyra generöst mitt liv. Och även om du hade efterföljare förblev du alltid grunden för min kärlek, som jag alltid kunde fortsätta att bygga på i ständig utveckling och expansion, blott för att ständigt växa i sin livskraft, i kontinuerlig och mirakulös förnyelse, självtranscenderande i sin kontinuitet. The mystery of love. The mystery of love has once again exploded, loaded with an abyss and a universe of wonder, of considerations, thoughts and broodings without end because of their intrinsic nature, of a mystery that can't be solved. As it grows only deeper, the more you investigate it, like a fascinating image in a mirror which reflects itself too clearly in another mirror, multiplying and prolonging the strange show of what you do not even know if it is a beginning, a fulfillment of an old unfinished story, a strange peril of a new entrapment, or another chance to finally make something of your life. I cannot judge it or assess it, what it means, and must accept to stand here groping in the dark, while there at least is one thing that's for certain, that I love you. Maybe that is all I need to know. Potency. I'm not afraid of love, but usually prefer its milder forms, with quality as number one. The highest quality of love is spiritual, which is superior to any physical by inexhaustibility and limitlessness above all, since this potential is without restrictions and impediments. Is celibacy then what I profess? No, celibacy is no matter in this issue, since spiritual love demands no discipline. It just exists, expands and works in quiet growth, unlimited, creating only good relationships. That's how it is superior to any love of concrete ties, dissolving and annihilating all the common problems that are unavoidable in physical relationships. And most marvelous of all in spiritual love is its superiority and transcendence of all earthly love, in its potential for creating warmer closeness and intimacy, in continuity that could not only last, but grow forever. Potens. Jag är inte rädd för kärleken, men föredrar dess lindrigare former framför allt med kvalitet. Den högsta kvaliteten är den andliga, som vida överträffar all den fysiska, främst genom outtröttlighet och gränslöshet, då denna potential är utan ramar och inskränkningar. Är det då celibat jag förespråkar? Inte alls, då celibatsfrågan är ovidkommande, då andlig kärlek ej behöver disciplin. Den bara är och verkar, gror och expanderar i oändlighet och skapar endast goda relationer. Den är därför överlägsen allt vad fysisk kärlek heter, och upplöser och omöjliggör de allmänna problem som uppstår vanligen i fysiska och nära relationer. Och det underbaraste av allt med andlig kärlek är dess överlägsenhet och överträffande av jordisk kärlek, även när det gäller närhet, värme och intimitet, förutom dess potential för en bestående kontinuitet. Deception. The more you love them, the more faithless they are. And the more faithless they are, the more you love them. That's the essence of love's merry-go-round, a vicious circle in which you constantly get fooled around, and therefore the more enthusiastically join in again. It doesn't matter how much you are hurt. The more vulnerable and more wounded you are, the more you continue to expose yourself to new massacres, just to get new wounds to dress again with long periods of rehabilitation and recuperation. Love's the constant battle from which you can never rest, but must join in the slaughterhouse again, each time you have been slaughtered. Is it wise? Is it a folly or a vanity? It's like a drug and an addiction. You just have to have another glass, since it momentarily makes you feel better. I can't advise it, and no one can advise against it. You just got to have it for a moment's better or for an eternity of worse. And there you are. The present moment, if just for a brief fulfillment of your longing and delusion, self-deceit and dreams of vanity, is so much more important and more attractive than all eternity, which never comes but later. Moor blossom. The passion of your love is like a flower in the whirlwind, outcast and without protection, and the loneliest flower in the world, in furious beauty of resplendent glow, of warming tenderness and infinite melancholy. Will it survive the storms and hibernate in splendid isolation without being plucked? Or will it be collected, saved and cultivated? Or will it just wither, wasted and forgotten? No, you will not wither, you will always be the same, in furious glow of melancholic splendor, the most energetic force of love of all, outshining all the overwhelming grimness of the Moor, the more enduring for the more it hurts and suffers. How not to complicate relationships? It happens all the time. They end up with the wrong guy, getting into bed with the wrong man, while their truest lover proves to be another, who resigns in bitter melancholy and frustration. How then do they manage constantly to pick the wrong guy? Is it that notorious frailty of a woman? Do they want to get seduced and laid by the wrong man? Are they so gullible and duped so easily? Or are they helpless victims, martyrs, forced by rape? I think the problem is to have to choose at all, because in choosing one you must exclude the others, and they are inevitably the majority. The one who doesn't make a choice, but stares out clear of all the rocks, will still be able to keep all his loves without disgracing anyone or letting any down, spreading disappointment and frustration equally to all, and keeping all of them with faith, fidelity and love, in mastery of love's diplomacy and equilibrium. That is how Queen Elizabeth kept all her wooers and adorers, and a bachelor can never be accused of maltreatment of any lady until he starts favouring one to another. Welcome. It is as if I always had you home with me, although we only met but once or twice, and we could hardly know each other. Still, it is as if you always had been with me, and I could not welcome you into my soul when you so generously opened it to enter, where you have remained since then, most welcome to my humble hospitality in both my heart and soul, and without reservations. Thereby I don't wish to importune, but merely courteously bring you my compliment with my sincerest unpretentiousness, humility, and prudence, tainted with a cautious touch of shyness, not to hurt your feelings or my own. Now is the time for the dark mornings, when you rise to darkness every darker dawn, while in its stead my love of you is rising, shining brighter every morning, compensating spiritually the increasing darkness of this mad, distorted world of turbulence, where so much love must compensate for so much folly. Temptation. My love is like a mirage that is real, a dream that is too palpable to be dissolved, an impossible illusion that you can't discard, a prospect too good to be true, and therefore unforgettably alarming, a relief from the religious funhouse of the world, providing you with reason for a change. And although this might risk a dire strait of the most complicated of relationships, the challenge is unquestionably irresistible. I love you, and I can't deny it, come what may, but love must always have its way.